Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hey, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and many of you might be looking for ring box ideas. And what I've done in this video, I've taken 3 of my best ring box tutorials and put them together. These are throwback videos from a while back. I think you'll enjoy them, and it'll give you a variety of ways, variety of different tools that you can use to make a ring box. So join with me and let's get started. So this is one of my favorite box videos, and really I like it because you can just use a few simple tools. Here you see me using a scroll saw, but if you got a bandsaw, that would work great. If you've got a jigsaw, you could do it with a jigsaw, or maybe a coping saw. If you want to do it by hand, it might take a little bit longer. You know, having a bandsaw or a scroll saw gives you a little bit better cut, but even with these saws, you still have to come back and sand a little bit later. And one thing you'll notice with making these ring boxes is the challenge is getting that lid flush with the rest of the box, and that's going to involve some sanding. Now you could do it by hand, but I have some power sanders on hand that you're going to see here in a minute, and those really help me get that lid flush with the rest of the body. And you see me here using the spindle sander to do that. You could use other sanders, at your disposal, but spindle sander came in good because this did have some concave and some convex curves on it. I may have said it earlier in the video, but this has got a layer of red oak, olive wood, and mesquite wood is in the center. Now here you see me just applying a mixture of beeswax with mineral oil that I made. My dad was a beekeeper, so I made my own mix of this mineral oil and wax combination, but it really makes a good finish on these hardwoods. Really makes the grain come out really well, and it also gives it kind of a soft tone. Okay, this project is calling it a bandsaw box project because probably 90% of it is actually done using one tool, and that's the bandsaw. So obviously it would be nice, if you have a bandsaw. There are some other ways you could do it, but bandsaw makes it so much easier. Maybe you have a benchtop bandsaw. I went to a bigger bandsaw that has a little more horsepower, but you could do this with a benchtop bandsaw as well. Again, the challenge is going to be getting that lid lined up and flush with the rest of the body of the ring. Now the second challenge with using a bandsaw is inevitably you've got to cut into the body of the box. And you want to do that in a way to where your cut marks from the bandsaw line up with the grain. So you want to come in at the right direction with the grain. So as you're seeing here, as I'm closing this box and that cut back up and I'm gluing it together with the CA glue, I'm trying to minimize that that seam or cut mark from showing up. Now some of it may still end up showing up on the end grain side, but you do want to try to, you know, minimize the seam as much as possible. So here you see me just coming back with that lid attached in the correct orientation, and I'm just trying to go back on all sides and make sure that my marks are sanded off and the lid is flush. One thing I wish I did is I wish I'd had maybe an 8-inch or a bigger disc sander. This disc sander was only about 6 inches, so if I had to go back and do it again, I'd maybe try to get me a bigger disc sander. Now the fun part of this project is coming up with a little handle to put on the top of my box, and just to make it a little more unique, I'm going through all my antler sheds here, just picking out an antler with a real rustic looking point to it. So that's going to add a little bit of a rustic look and kind of a neat look to the box. Okay, out of all three of these videos, this one may be more advanced or more of a challenge for some of you. If you're not a wood turner, if you're not don't have a lathe, and you're not familiar with doing this, I realize this one might be a little more challenged, but this might pique your interest to get involved in wood turning. I know that I got involved in it, gosh, about 20 years ago. I was learning how to make wooden writing pens, and that's how I got involved. And from there, I learned how to make boxes like this, and also a couple of bowls. And so, anyway, it's a really neat hobby to learn some new skills. And the operative word, I guess, with wood turning is symmetry. And if you're going to want to make a round decorative box that's symmetrical, what better way to do that than wood turning and putting on a wood lathe? So that's kind of the key difference, I guess, with this project is we are making something that's round and symmetrical, and I'm having to hollow the box out with the chisels, and I'm having to cut the lid off and put a lip on the lid and get it to fit just right. So it takes a little more time, a little more patience, but man, is it a very satisfying project once you've got it done and once you've mastered how to do this. I think I probably went through 2 or 3 of these boxes as I was learning how to do it, but once you get the hang of it and you follow these techniques, it's really very satisfying. It's also very easy, again, coming back to that idea of making the lid flush with the rest of the body. Is you're going to see me in here, you'll see how I can do that very easily on the lathe to make everything flush. So I hope you enjoy this one. So I failed to mention earlier that if you are interested, if this video does pique your interest in wood turning, you may want to check out my wood turning playlist. I've got a whole series in there. I think it's an 8-part series on how to get started with pin turning. As I mentioned, that's kind of how I got started in wood turning, and that was a way to ease into it and then start learning how to make things like boxes, as you're seeing here in this video. So if you're interested in learning about wood turning, I'd encourage you to check out that playlist. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like one of these ring boxes and you think you might give one a try, please leave a comment. And if you got any suggestions or tips or questions, please leave that there too. I appreciate it, and we will see you in the next video.